I am very anxious.
You should be. So Joyce, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm very good. So I would like you to start with a question, and I'm looking forward for this conversation because I think this is going to be the first time we actually have a conversation in person, right?
Yeah. How do you use customer insights in your decision making?
If our customer, across the country, from any touch point, being our telephone channels or even our physical footprint, have escalated that issue to us, it lends into the team that Joyce is part of. So that team collects all of these insights and then communicates to us in form of reports. So we can actually know what is happening, what are the biggest complaints that the customers have, and usually these are factored in our strategic decisions. So Joyce, with 8 years at Watu, what's the most surprising customer insight you've ever uncovered?
The one thing that always stands out and we keep on being reminded by our clients and our encounters with them is that the most memorable things are the minor inconveniences. When it comes to customer experience, it's more of the reliability, the consistency, and always being clear that makes a difference. Yeah. What's that one customer story that has personally stuck with you?
Our customer in Mombasa, who was a pharmacist and decided to take a loan of one tuk-tuk. And last year when we spoke to her, she is running a fleet of 70 tuk-tuks, a repair garage, a spare parts store, and she was even paying for school fees for one of her driver's daughter who was pursuing a medical degree. I mean, I think that is just incredible. You never thought about our impact in that way. How do you make sure that customers' voices are heard in decisions?
By the time a client is coming to us, this is somebody who has passed through the multiple touch points, either through our call center, through our outlets, but they are still feeling their issue has not been handled correctly or it has not been resolved. That's why it comes to us. So it means there's a gap in what we do by the time it's coming to us. So what we do, other than resolving the client's issue and to make them feel they've been heard and their issue is being taken care of, we go back now to where the gap is, whether it's a specific department or it's a team, and inform them there's this gap here as a result of this, and we even go ahead and recommend steps that can be taken to change the same. How do you feel technology will impact the customer experience?
We are about to launch our customer retention program, so we want to have as many journeys as possible with our customers, and therefore making sure that excellent execution and delivery of customer services is key to that. We are in the process of diversifying customer service channels. We have a very successful story. If you think about the app that we launched last year in March, and now we have 1.3 million active users every month, and this is a service channel. So other than customers calling us or visiting us, they have inquiries. It is actually a few taps away on the app, and they can get served there. But now we are also piloting WhatsApp chatbots, and what I'm looking forward to do in the future is to now embed AI into our service platforms and make sure that we leverage on that technology to deliver more personalized, more a prompt service to our customers. What's the one story from your work that made you realize the power of listening?
Last year, we had a client whose bike had been involved in a traffic road accident. Then they were badly injured. Then our asset risk officer went to bear that bike from the police station. It was taken to the Nairobi go down. Of course, from there, it's picked up by the post-report team in Mombasa. They called the client. Their phone was already stolen during the accident. This client is unreachable. They called the state chairman. The client had relocated from where he was living previously. So of course the state chairman has no idea what's happening in this client's life. The next of kin, who is also the guarantor, is the client's father. But the old man only understands mother tongue. Remember, we have a policy where the asset is supposed to be in the garden for 2 weeks. Then we proceed to doing a sale decision. I go ahead to call the very next of kin, who is the client's father, who doesn't know Swahili. So we get someone, to translate what I wanted to understand. So he explained and said, my son had an accident. I have another son who has gone to school. Can you please call in the evening and speak to him? I was able to speak now to the client's brother. I asked him, now that the bike is in the go down, like, what do you guys want? He explained the client was not able to make a decision because they had a major surgery, and we put a stop to the sale decision. We did 30-70 repairs for the client. Then the brother agreed to take the bike and continue servicing the loan for the client until he recovers. It took a lot of listening, a lot of patience to understand. If not for that, that bike could have been sold. That client cleared that loan. As we speak right now, he has taken 2 phones. And the wife is also our Watu client now, took our Watu phone. So it's such stories that give me happiness. So what do you feel is the biggest challenge that you experience in gathering insights?
Is to navigate on situations where we don't have a direct contact to the customer. That is where I think people need to think outside the box to basically look for ways and means to get in touch with our customers. Because I think sometimes we make incorrect decisions by saying, okay, this customer is not reachable. We've made X number of attempts. Let's proceed with the process. But there's a genuine reason why this customer is not reachable. How do you see customer engagement evolving in the next decade?
One thing I would really love to see is us reaching a point where we have an omni-channel such that the client, there is one single journey of the client despite where the interaction took place. Now, assuming the client starts with us maybe from an app point of view, then they move the conversation to WhatsApp. They're able to move the same conversation to either email or call without us every time asking them to retell their story or re-explain themselves. How will customer voices shape the next decade?
For businesses to be businesses, they need revenue, and for you to generate revenue, customers will have to pay, and customers will pay for value, right? So if you don't bring value to your customers, if you don't delight them, this is where we want to delight our customers, then they don't have any reason to stay with you. So it is very important for businesses to constantly listen and even prompt, be proactive to understand what is happening on customers' mind, what is happening on customers' behavior patterns, and how do you adjust to meet those needs, and actually how do you deliver value as you meet those needs? Because if you don't do that, literally you don't have a business. What motivates you and keep you diving deeper into customer experience?
I think mostly it's the customers and the people as a whole, because nothing brings more joy than that thank you at the end of that call. It's those small improvements that we make that make real differences. I also like challenges. I get to be challenged every day, especially currently with the Simu product. It's a learning curve every single day. There's always something new happening in Sim. So I love the challenge of learning, discovering new insights, discovering new ways to resolve issues. It keeps me going, really. What do you think is the best snack or drink that would best describe our customer experience?
Yeah, I mean, a really nice warm cup of latte and chocolate cookie would describe, because that brings a lot of energy and vibrancy, and I think our customers are like that. You've been around for 8 years. What do you think is the biggest change now compared to when you joined 8 years ago?
There's a consistent improvement in the work culture where there is inclusion, there is support. It has improved over time.
That conversation with Joyce was very rich with a lot of exciting stories about how complex, how difficult her job could be, but how important it is, because when we resolve customer complaints, there's always a very thorough follow-up that happens behind the scene that we may not know and appreciate, and that could involve people working extra hours. It's just very, very good and a strong reminder to appreciate everybody's contribution in terms of what they do.
I am honored to have the privilege to have assisted with the country manager. It has given me a chance to understand his role more and to appreciate the impact and the input he's putting into the organization. I've found out that he actually appreciates what we do, and he actually takes the feedback we give them with a high regard, and they put them into use. So I'm glad to hear that.